in this lecture, we are going to learn about conditional statements. All right, conditional statements in C Sharp. The reason why we are learning is we need to know how we drive our program. All right, means we how we drive our program to a certain direction. All right, and how do we drive a program to a certain direction? It's by applying conditions. All right, it's it's just like that, like when I guess you guys remember when parents used us to tell us that we will buy you a thing if you bring 90% 90% marks in your exams. Like it's like that, it used to drive us to study harder to get that thing. So that's how conditional works. All right, we give some condition. All right, and it works upon that condition. That's what conditional are. All right, basically conditional statements, now they help us to execute. All right, it helps us to execute some sort of programs. All right, some programs with respect to the conditions assigned to it. All right, now if the condition is true, all right, if the condition is true, then you know uh, a particular statement will get executed, and if the condition is false, it won't get executed. All right, so that's what conditional is. All right, so now first of all, just let me rename this editor to conditionals. Conditionals. All right. So yeah, see, there are there are three, or you can say four, conditional statements out there. Now let me list them down. All right. The very first one is if else. All right, or you can say if and else. The next one is else if and else. All right, the third one is inline if. We are going to learn about that, don't worry. And the fourth one is switch statements. All right, or you can say switch case. All right, statements. So there, these are the four types of conditionals we have. All right, so now as we are clear with the like what conditionals are, right, we should get going with our very first our very first statement, that is if and else statements. All right, see, these if and else statements, now it helps us it helps us to execute some condition. All right, it helps us to execute some statement under some condition. All right, it's like that. It's like let's say for an example, it's raining outside. All right, for an example, it's raining outside, or let's say how can I represent it. Yeah, let's say it is raining outside. All right, and you want to take an umbrella. Why you want to take an see, the very first thing, you are going out. All right, you see, while going out, you see that there rain is falling, right? And you are very sure, as it is raining, you want to take a condition, sorry, you want to take an umbrella with you, right? Because it is raining, and if you get wet in due to the rain, it will it will give you fever. All right, you won't be well. All right, so you want to prevent it. All right, and because of that, you are getting an umbrella so that you don't get wet, right? So in here, can you, all right, can you guess what is the condition in here? All right, in this case, the condition is rain. All right, how? Let me tell you. See, as it is raining, you are taking the umbrella. What if it didn't rain? You won't be taking an umbrella. All right, because of course, dude, it is not raining. Why would we need an umbrella? We can walk freely, right? So the condition in here is rain, and the statements that are being executed is will is that the person will take umbrella, or he will not take the umbrella. All right, so that's how it is working. Now to to implement. All right, let me tell you about the syntax, how we represent the syntax of if and else. I would implement the example I told you. All right, I will do that right now. Just give me a few seconds. First, let me make you go through with the condition. The first thing is we have to give a first thing is we have to write if. All right, and within that if, a condition goes. All right, a condition will go on, and after that, all right, within the if block, some sort of statement will be there. Statement in the sense some sort of program you have written, or some sort of command you have written, that would go on. All right, and let's say if the condition, all right, if the condition is if the condition is not satisfying, or the condition is wrong, then another set of another set of statement will work on, right? So if the condition is not true, then means if this particular statement's condition is not true, then this else block will execute. Now to understand it very carefully, let's code it. First of all, create a bool variable, that is raining, and set it to false as of now, or let's say set it to true. All right, that would be better. Now if is raining equals true, what I want to do is I want to print I want to print that take your umbrella, right? Let's see if it is working or not. Yeah, it is working as it is raining. All right, as it is raining, that's why we are taking our umbrella. Let's say what will be the outcome if we say false. See, it is telling us that your program did not output anything. What does it mean? It means that this if condition, here our condition is only that if it is raining, all right, if is raining equals true, then only execute this particular block of code. All right, or else means we haven't specified. Let's if this is raining equals true condition doesn't execute. All right, let's say if it returns false, then what? All right, then another block of code will show its what can I say, show its magic, that is else block. All right, what else block does is if any of the condition becomes false, all right, if any of the previous conditions becomes false, it will go to the else block. All right, and in the else block we can write, okay, just all right, in the else block we can write don't take your umbrella, right? So now let's see, as it is not raining, that is raining equals false. So what is happening? Our code is telling don't take your umbrella. All right. So that's how if and else statement works. It helps us to drive a program to certain directions. All right. So it's like that. It's just like the example I give you, like the raining example, and the parents are like the parents giving us some sort of gift, like promising us to give some gift, and they are telling they will only give the gift if we bring 90% marks in our exam. So it's something it is totally like that. All right, it's how we drive our code. All right, it's how we actually drive our code. That's how this whole thing works. All right, so that is what it is. Now our next, all right, as this one is done, right, this one, let's mark it done. If and else is done, we are clear with if and else statement. Now the next one, all right, the next one for us is if, Elsif and else statement, right? Now see, it is also similar. All right, it is also similar to if and else statement. Just here comes another block, that is else if. Else if is also like if statement, but let's say if statement doesn't execute, it will go to the else if statement, and if else if statement also doesn't execute, then it will go to the else statement. All right, these kind of statements comes in real comes really handy whenever we are writing, let's say solving some problem, or let's say making our own AR application in where we have to put some conditions, right? So this kind of statement comes really handy, all right, and they are used more oftenly. All right, they are used oftenly. So make sure understand it. All right, the syntax is very similar to the previous one. You like just in between if and else block. All right, you have to write another block. All right, that is else if, and in here another a condition goes on. All right, and within that condition we have to write an block, and it would contain a statement. All right, it's like that. Now let's say uh, let's take an example of voting age. All right, let's implement it. Let's take age. Let's currently my age is 17. All right, as of now my age is 17. Now for the very first condition I'm going to give is, all right, the very first condition I'm going to give is, if if age is greater than equals 18, then only, all right, then only I am eligible to vote in India, right? Then only I am eligible to vote. Let's say, what if, all right, else if our age is less than 18, all right, let's give another condition, all right. If our age is less than 18 and, all right, and age greater than, all right, greater than 0. Of course a child, all right, who like who's not even born, he won't be able to vote. Of course that's that's ridiculous right? So console dot write line and give not eligible to vote. All right, so yeah, and in the else block we give console dot write line, give invalid age. All right, invalid age. Now what does this means? All right, let's first give it, let's give the age 19. All right, let's see which one will get executed. See, the first condition is being executed. That means the if block is being executed. Why? Because of course, the age we specified is greater than, all right, greater than equals 18. It is greater than 18, right? That's why we're eligible to vote. Now let's try out 17, right? We are not eligible to vote, of course, because you see I am not 18. In India the minimum voting age is 18 and I am not 18, so how will I vote if I am not 18? So 17 is like, if you are 17 you can't vote, right? Now let's try out 4. Let's see if a 4-year-old can vote or not. No, the 4-year-old cannot can't vote. Now let's see if a 0, all right, if a 0-year-old kid can vote or not. Invalid age, all right, because 0 is not an age, right? So here's the thing, if, else if and else, that's how we use it. All right, that's how we use it, and you are going to use more oftenly when you will start coding your own AR applications or games, right? Or even like when you will you do go in competitive programming or solve problems, you are going to use these statements oftenly. All right, so that's how we use these statements. All right, so I hope the concept of this is clear. Now we are going to do a bit of problem solving in here. All right, so for us there's a question. All right, for us there's a question. Let me write it down here. First of all, let me remove all this this statement. Now let me write this question in here. All right, write a program to take certain numbers and if the numbers are, if the number is divisible, just wait, if the number is divisible by 2, then we have to print divisible by 2, and if it is divisible by 3, then we have to print divisible by 3. All right, else, all right, or else if none of the condition matches, right, then we have to print not divisible by 2 or 3. All right, so this is a very simple program. All right, you learned about operators. All right, you know how to perform, how to perform remainder operation, right? Now let's understand the logic first. All right, to check, all right, if the program is fully divisible, all right, see, to understand this, if a program to know if a number is fully divided, we have to make sure that the remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, then only, all right, then only we say that that particular division is is valid. All right, means it is fully divided. That's when we call, like for example, 4 divided by 2. In this case the remainder, all right, in this case the remainder is 0, right? But let's say again, let's take an example, 5, let's divide 5 divided by 2. In this case there will be 1 as a remainder, and we can't call it divisible by 5, so divisible by 2, right? So make sure that keep this in mind. All right, keep this in mind. Any number that is that whose remainder is coming 0 after, is coming 0 after the division, it is divided that by a specific number. All right, so make sure you know that. Now you already know which one is the division operator. This one, all right, this percentage operator, or you can say modulo operator. All right, and to perform the division, it's very simple. Let me show you. First of all, take a value, that is int n. Let's as of now, let's give let's give it 4. Now if n percentage 2, all right, that is, we are, how this is working, we are taking out the remainder. All right, remainder by dividing n with 2. We are trying to take out the remainder, then we are checking. All right, then we are checking if the resultant, all right, remainder is equals 0 or not. If it is 0, then we are going to print console dot write line divisible by 2. Similarly, we are going to do the same thing with 3, that is n divided n modulo 3 equals 0. If that works, then it is divisible by 3 by 3. All right, now if none of the condition works, all right, if none of the condition works, then I want to print out not divisible by by both 2 and 3. All right, so now let's check this out. All right, let's check this out and how these things works. See, as 4 is as the remainder, all right, as the remainder of 4 divided by 2 is 0, and it is matching the condition, that's why it is returning divisible by 2. Now let's try out 9. All right, it is returning as divisible by 3. The reason is 9 is divisible by 3. When we divide 9 by 3, the remainder comes 0, and as the remainder of the resultant division is 0, and it is equals 0, that's why it is returning divisible by 3. All right, it's as simple as that. Now let's give 1. It is not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3. All right, so that's why in the else block it is returning us not divisible by both 2 and 3. So I hope you understand how we exactly use if and else, if else, if and else statements. All right, and I hope it is clear. So yeah, let's we can conclude. All right, we can conclude that if else if and else statement is also done. All right. Now here comes two other statements. All right, very important. All right, means actually, see, you are going to use inline if you want to assign. It doesn't have extra conditions in there, like only one single condition. Means only one. If actually, let's write the program first. All right, let's understand the program first. Then you will understand what I'm trying to say. All right. So see, you can you saw the syntax of if else statement. It's a bit big, right? It's a bit big. Now inline if na uh, is basically na inline if is basically the shorter version of if and else. All right, it's the shorter version uh, of if and else, and it is mostly used it is mostly used, or you can say it is more convenient to use when you assign some value to a variable depending on some condition. All right, it's more convenient to use in there. All right, rather than using it any for taking any input or something like that. All right, so it's very convenient to use those statements while being in the variable. So make sure you keep this in mind. Right. Now, if I talk about the syntax is pretty simpler. All right. First of all, there's the condition. All right. After that, there's a question mark. All right. Then here's a value. All right. And it will be assigned. All right. Only if the condition is true. And then here comes a colon. All right. And this value will be assigned if the condition is false. It's just like if and else statement, right? Let's say let's try it out. Let's create a string variable. All right, let's say string statement, and let's give a condition that is 4 greater than 2. All right, now let's give the question mark and let's write 4 is greater than 2. All right, else what we can do is 2 is greater than uh, let's say 1, or just give me a second. Just give me a second. Let's change this whole statement. All right, change it will actually confuse you a lot. Let's change this whole statement. Let's say if 4 is greater than 2, then you can say 4 is assigned. All right, else you can write 2 is assigned. All right, let's make this simpler. So here you can see that what I'm trying to say, right? Now also let's print the statement to see if everything is working right or not. All right, now let's try it out. See, it is telling us 4 is assigned because this condition is true, and if this condition is true, then only the first one statement will be assigned. If the condition is false, then the second one will be assigned. Let's change this sign, greater than sign to less than sign. Let's see. See, as this condition is false, that's why it didn't assign the first statement. It rather than assigning the first statement, it assigned the second statement. So that's how it works. All right. So it's just like if and else statement. All right, just in a abbreviated form. So I hope you are clear with inline if. All right, this statement is very simpler to understand. Now let's mark it as done, and here comes our last one, that is switch case statements. All right, see, switch case now it's like pressing some switch. If you press a switch, a certain perform will a certain certain function will be performed, and if you press another switch, another set of functions will be performed, right? It's something like that. All right, now you can say, all right, see, let me make it simpler for you. The I can say that the switch statement is very similar to an if statement. All right, Just that, all right, just that it does not, work with a range of values. All right, it's simple as that. It's just that it doesn't needs any range of value. It doesn't works with that. All right, it's a switch case statement. Now it requires, a case. All right, it requires a case. All right, which is based on a single value. All right, it will be based on a single value, and depending on the value of the variable, all right, it will switch, it will switch to some statement. All right, and the program will execute the correct block. All right, I know this definition, this wordings might get a bit confusing. All right, I totally understand. All right, even if I was in your place, I would also have got confused. Now to remove our confusion, all right, to remove our confusion, let's code it. All right, let's code it. First of all, let's understand the syntax. All right, it's very important for us to understand the syntax. All right, see, the very first thing, all right, that comes to us, the very first thing that comes to us is which one? Can you guess? Switch. All right, in inside that switch, inside that switch statement, we pass a variable. All right, we pass a variable that would work as our choice. All right, and then we start two curly brackets, and then we write a statement that is no case, wait, case. All right, and in that we pass some value, and we give a colon. All right, and we say that, bro, do something. All right, do something. And now see, this choice will work as this value. Now if this choice, all right, if the value of this choice is similar to this value, then this switch case statement will work. All right, and then we give another statement that is a break statement. All right, I would tell you what is that. All right, and what happens if we don't put that in there. Now here comes another case. All right, that is, uh, let's give another value 2. All right, and let's again say, bro, do something. All right, do something. Now again break. Now after that, here comes default statement. All right, default is basically, this default statement will occur if, all right, this default statement will occur if none of the value works. All right, means none of the case works. All right, so this is the basic syntax, right? This is the basic syntax of switch case. Now there's no need to get confused. All right, there's no need to uh, be confused. Let's create a simple, very simple grading system, right? Like, let me make you understand the logic in here. Basically what it will do now, it will tell us, all right, we have to tell that which grade we got. All right, and then based on that grade, it will tell us that the grade is good or not. All right, if it is good, if it is bad, it will tell us that. All right, so that is what we are going to code. So the first thing, I want you to create a variable. All right, that is char ch, and assign it, like, let's say, first, for now, let's assign it some value a. Right, now here what you have to do is write the switch statement in here, pass the ch variable. It will be work as our choice variable that I told you about, right? And in here write case. All right, and in that case give single colons and write a. All right, then if you want, you can indent it. Then console dot write line, what I have to do, as the grade is a, I'm going to say very good, right? Very good, because the grade is really impressive, right? So now after that, let's give another case, that is case b. Now again write console dot write line. We'll just going to write good. All right, b is also, grade b is also not bad. All right, so as we have defined two grades, all right, you can give more such grades in there. All right, You can add C grade, you can add D grade, all right. You can add E grade, you can add F grade, all right. But for now, for this example, this one is enough, all right. So see, now let's give default, all right. One thing you would notice that I haven't, gave the break statement, all right. I would show you why. Actually, wait, let me write the break statement first, because what will happen, it will be more easier to make you understand how this break statement is working. Let's give the break to every every particular step, or you can say case. All right, now let's try and run it. See, as the as grade is A, it is returning us very good. Now try with B, it is telling us good. Now let's try with C, it is telling us default. Why default? Because we haven't defined, all right, case C. We haven't defined case C. That's why it is going to the default block. All right. It's also very similar to if and else statement. There's just a bit of difference. Now let's try and remove these break statements from there. All right. Let me show you what is it exactly doing. Now let's start with A grade. So here you can see it is giving us, all right, it is giving us some error, all right, cannot fall through from one case label case A to another, all right. In general, all right, in C sharp it is giving us error. In Java, if you would code in Java or any other language, you will find that they are not skipping, like after they are as I've stated, case A, they printed the case A, then without the break statement they are going to case B, and without the break statement in case B they are going to default. So that's why we use break statement in here. Of course in C sharp it's giving error, but in Java, all right, in Java if you don't give break statement, it will print like every other statement in there, all right. So that's why I hope you understood the reason why we give break statements, right. So yeah, so make sure, all right, so make sure you understand, all right, you understand this concept very carefully, all right, because this concept is going to be very useful, all right. And always remember this break statement. Now it is a jump statement, all right. Break statement is a jump statement. It basically breaks the execution of after some condition is met, all right. You can understand that it like that, all right. So break statement is just breaks the work like breaks the working of the statement, right. So this is it for this lecture, all right. See you in the next lecture. Thank you, have a good day.